Good afternoon, I'm Haley Ekman.
And I'm Abe Wolf.
Here with your afternoon announcements. Stay updated on all the latest school news by reading our online newspaper, The Squire, at www.squirenews.com. You can scan the QR codes around the school to access it. Also, follow The Squire on social media at EHS Squire on Instagram.
Attention all students, there will be no Wellness Wednesday on March 29th. However, there will be Wellness Wednesday on March 27th. Reminder to all students that teachers are now awarding positive behavior points on the PBIS Rewards app. Students may be awarded points for showing integrity, kindness, and engagement throughout the school day. Check the app through ClassLink to find out how many points you've earned. Middle school students have the opportunity to purchase raffle tickets on the PBIS Rewards app for a free dance ticket for Friday's dance. See the PBIS Rewards app for more details.
Tutoring is available after school on Mondays and Wednesdays in Miss Ludwig's room G119 from 3:20 to 4:20. Attention, 6th to 8th graders, 21st Century is offering after-school homework help, academic enrichment, and a snack on Mondays through Thursdays. Applications are in the office.
Club and class news. Impact Group will begin meeting every Wednesday beginning March 15th. They will meet during B lunch. Students can bring their lunches to Mrs. McElhaney's art room to eat lunch. During the meeting, scripture will be read by the Impact Group leaders, and students are welcome to ask questions about what is read, and Impact leaders will do their best to answer them. The goal of the group is to create a more positive and loving environment throughout Eisenhower.
News from Guidance Office. See the Guidance Office for scholarship opportunities. It is currently scholarship season, so seniors will need to regularly check their email for updates and deadlines regarding scholarships. Students should be working on their CCR during advisory. See guidance or your advisory teachers with any questions.
Athletic news. Spring sports are now in session. Spring athletes are practicing and preparing. Best of luck to our spring athletes. Weight room is open Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3:20 to 5 p.m. after school. If you have any questions, please see Mr. Pendley. Spring Fling Dance update. There will be a middle school Spring Fling Dance on Friday, March 31st. Tickets are available during lunch for $5. W-IKE News has an interview with more details.
Hi, it's Caroline here, and I'm with Kayla Welch, interviewing her on the middle school dance. So, Kayla, can you tell us where the dance is located?
It will be located at Eisenhower Cafeteria in the high school.
And what time would that be?
6 to 8 p.m.
When is the event, and how much is it to get in?
The dance is March 31st, and it's $5 for a ticket.
Awesome.
W-IKE News has partnered with Notice News to include relevant and reliable national and international news in our broadcast. Here's the latest from Notice News.
A baby tiger cub was recently found in a garbage can, shedding light on the illegal wildfire trade. Notice News has more.
Sadly, it's not uncommon for people to abandon unwanted pets, but it's not every day that you see an animal like this in a garbage can. This baby tiger cub was recently found in a garbage can in the parking lot of Attica Zoological Park in Athens, Greece.
I was advised by one of our employees who takes care of our morning cleaning and rubbish collection that below one of the bins at the end of the zoo, of the parking in fact, there's this big white cat, and he was a bit surprised, and I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, come and see, come and see." So anyway, I went there, and to my great surprise, this big white cat was a baby tiger cub. It was in a bad state, it was dirty, it was a bit afraid, it looked thin and dehydrated.
It's assumed the cub was a victim of an illegal wildlife trade. The cub was clearly not well cared for, and veterinarians are working hard to save her life.
I've read many reports of victims of the illegal wildlife trade, but until you see it in front of you, you cannot grasp the severity of the health issues it's faced with. It's very sad. She was probably fed an improper diet, and she's severely deficient in vitamins and minerals, and this makes her bones extremely fragile.
Exotic pets are actually big business throughout the world, especially here in the United States. An estimated 3,900 tigers live in the wild, while about 5,000 live in captivity in the United States, according to the World Wildlife Fund. The head zookeeper in Athens warned that tigers definitely shouldn't be kept as pets due to their size and killer instinct.
This month marks the 20th anniversary of the United States invading Iraq. What's changed since then? Angie from Notice News has more.
Now been 20 years since the United States invaded the Middle Eastern country of Iraq. At the time, the oil-rich nation was run by this man, dictator Saddam Hussein. Hussein was a bad guy, even known for using chemical weapons against his own people at one point. After 9/11, a newly aggressive United States led by President George W. Bush feared Hussein getting nuclear weapons, weapons of mass destruction, and laid out the case for military action.
We have very convincing evidence that Iraq maintains an extensive program for the production and weaponization of weapons of mass destruction and long-range ballistic missiles.
On March 20th, 2003, America and its allies invaded Iraq, chasing Hussein out of power, but never found those weapons of mass destruction. Iraq, however, fell into violence and chaos, with rival groups vying for power. In 2011, President Barack Obama pulled most troops out of the country, but was forced to send more back in 2014 after the terrorist group ISIS made gains in the northern part of the country. Reuters recently interviewed then Undersecretary of State John Bolton, who you saw in the previous clip. He said despite the mistakes, the war was worth it.
I think it was worth it because the decision was not simply, does Saddam pose a WMD threat in 2003? That was a question. Another question was, would he pose a WMD threat 5 years later? To which I think the answer clearly was yes.
Over 4,000 American troops died in the war, while experts put the number of Iraqis dead at over 300,000. For Notice News in Washington, I'm Angie Castillo.
You might not want to make plans for Valentine's Day in 2046. Angie from Notice News tells us why.
Comes to romantic gestures, many turn to roses, chocolates, or candlelit dinners to express their love. But a giant asteroid plunging into the Earth? Well, that's not so romantic. Nevertheless, NASA's tracking a new giant asteroid that's headed towards us and might even strike our planet in 23 years on Valentine's Day. The asteroid, dubbed 2023 DW, is 165 feet long, just 21 feet shorter than the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Today, it's about 13 million miles away from Earth, or roughly 54 times further away than the Moon. Government space organizations like NASA and the European Space Agency's Planetary Defense Team have entire groups dedicated to studying the paths of asteroids moving throughout the solar system. Scientists say asteroid paths are incredibly predictable, and they keep watch in order to calculate the risk that one comes close to striking the Earth. But asteroid orbits change over time, and come February 14, 2046, NASA scientists originally gave this rock a 1 in 560 chance of hitting the Earth when it was first discovered. Don't worry though. After further study, NASA's downgraded the chances of impact to 1 in 3,000, meaning they're 99.97% certain it's not going to strike the planet. So go ahead and keep those restaurant reservations. For Notice News in Washington, I'm Angie Castillo.
That's all for your afternoon announcements. Have a great day and stay classy, Eisenhower.